All right, we see your screen.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Jenna.
You're welcome. Let me also go ahead and launch our first two polls. Manny wanted to ask you guys just two quick questions here. Have you heard about empowering every person? Yes or no? All righty. And it looks like a large percentage have, 88% have. So that's great. And have you built any awareness-enabled reports? Yes or no? All right, so it looks like we have a large percentage that have not built any reports, 94%. So hopefully all of you will be able to learn from Manny. All right.
Okay, so we have a good combination of audience then.
Yes.
All right, so we have some more polls at the end as well. So that'll be more helpful. Shall I carry on, Jenna?
Yes, please. You're all set.
All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. And thanks to PUG for giving me this opportunity to present empowering every person with Power BI. And talking about empowering every person, it's a story actually, rather than talking about technical stuff. But the inspiring is not learning technically, but inspiring is changing somebody with some power of technical people behind the scenes like you and me and everyone. So let's get started. To introduce myself, I am Dr.Subramani Paramasivam, in short Manny. I'm a data platform MVP and I own 3 Power BI groups, so 2 from PUG and 1 from PASS. And I'm also a frequent speaker in PASS Summit, SQL Beats, Database Summit, SQL Saturdays, Data Platform Summits, SQL Geek Summits, and so on. So I've also been an ambassador for Microsoft Ignite Conference in Orlando. And I'm also a certificate professionals and various other things, so plenty of stuff. If at all you'd like to get in touch with me, I have my email address at the very end. You can feel free to get in touch with me in any of the aspects to do with empowering every person, or outside of that one, technically in data platform as well. Next, talking about data awareness program. So this is the version 1 of empowering every person. So this is a kind of a childhood dream where I need to try and bring awareness to non-technical people. So you are here as an attendee to learn more about Power BI and also more sort of technical aspects. And what about people who do not know about this? For example, you take teachers, students, parents, purely from non-technical background. They need to improve their lifestyle. They need to get into a layer where they can blend themselves into a place where they can easily visualize and analyze stuff and improve their lifestyle and help others also to improve their lifestyle, which is when then I launched the program called Data Awareness Program. At the time, I did not have Microsoft Power BI, but I did have Power View, Power Map, Power Pivot, that sort of thing as an Excel add-ons. So I managed to do this in remote places around the world. And as you can see, the site is dataap.org. So I got these links already on each one of the slides. So you can get these slides and you can visit the sites. Next. Once I had the full version of Power BI, then I upgraded the data awareness program into empowering every person. So with the data awareness program, I have to travel or I have to get volunteers to organize these things. But empowering every person is much more faster and very effective. How did I start doing that? Just by seeing some photos. So you see a dead bird and it has got plastics in the stomach. So where are we going with the usage of plastics? I'm trying to touch base some of the challenges that humanity is facing at the moment, the global challenges. So first one is to talk about usage of plastics. Second one is about the pollution. So where are we going? So it's not something that we are creating stuff mostly, but it is the pollution is also the kind of various stuff that's happening around us. Contaminated river, tsunamis, natural calamities, global warming. So there are plenty of global challenges that humanity is facing. This is not a really near real-time challenge that we are having at the moment, but it will be for our next generation. In next 30 to 40 years period of time, this is going to be a great challenge for us. How are we going to face it? And are we ready for that? At least we have the opportunity to do that and spread awareness. And I had this opportunity to start doing this with Power BI. And how did I do that? And what did I do that is all part of this session. Usually I had this session within 10-15 minutes, so I have to rush up, but now I have enough time so I can show you what I have done to get this going and start spreading the cause. And now, talking about empowering every person, I was trying to identifying the gap between what the problems are or solutions are. So then I came up with this simple equation, empoweringeveryperson.com, with 4 different steps. So A, to start with, we already have plenty of available open data sets from both government and non-government data sources. They are sleeping, they are not doing anything unless if somebody knows about it, they can go in, extract the data, download it, or create an OData feed and extract the data, try and do some sort of stuff. But are you really doing some extraction and analysis? And what kind of awareness is what you're trying to achieve? So there are plenty of puzzles is missing. Then talking about B, the global challenges that we have talked about earlier. So these issues with environment, social, natural calamities, etc., we have plenty of challenges, but there are no statistics available for every problem that we face at the moment. And also, there are also no available data sets from A for all identified issues. So this is also awareness for government and non-government to create and populate and make the datasets available so that we can try and get the awareness spread more. Then talking about C, in this current digital world, at least 5 to 7 out of 10 people have got access to internet, mobile phone, laptop, tablets, and plenty of devices. But they did not have everything to see all the global challenges from all available data sets. Now, trying to identify the gap between all of these 3 is where empoweringeveryperson.com is coming into the picture. So now it targets all the C audience with their own B issues, the global challenges, from already available data sets from government and non-government. But though I have started this, it is not something that I can achieve it by myself. I can't come, but I need you. Without you and your colleagues or your friends or who are your followers or your friends, without their support, we really can't achieve to that layer. So which is why I formed this equation. And then I managed to launch the site called Empowering Every Person. This may be also something relevant to what Satya Nadella said in Microsoft Partner Conference 2-3 years ago, and empowering every person in the planet to achieve more, but something somehow it related in a way where it's combining the concept, and I felt spreading the awareness is going to be much more helpful in a meaningful way, and also some sort of awareness for them to take it and to observe and to be prepared for these sort of incidents do so after occur. Then I launched the site empoweringeveryperson.com, and going to the site, you can see there are plenty of options available. The global challenges, it talks about everything. In a minute, I'll show you the demo on that. And so we have a site effectively working and available for everyone. Plus, we also have the data stories gallery from Microsoft. So thanks to Microsoft have heard about these stories, and they have added global challenges as one of the sections to allow empowering every person dashboards to be uploaded. So that is where it comes from. So if I hit on empoweringeveryperson.com, that's going to load the site with all the possible data sets that I could grab in a short period of time. Plus, I also have strong volunteers who also have contributed to this site. The site is still loading. Let me shoot that up from here. Okay. That's coming up. Okay, so as you can see, the specialities on these ones is to get very meaningful storytelling dashboards to make EEP more special with visualizations, insights, and to empower with all data stories. So I just managed to get some about 58 reports with 59 different analytics and trying to solve some problem of about 53 problems being handled. This talks about the latest reports that's been uploaded, and you can get in touch with us. Now, going to global challenges. I can show you a list of reports that's been created focusing on particular challenges that we're facing. Accidents, for example. Under accidents, you can see aviation, road accidents, shootings in Texas, mining accidents, flight accidents, pollution, natural disasters, health, environment, agriculture and food, people, and any other facts that are involved on these ones. And it's not just categorized in that way. If you wanted to see anything related to accidents, you just hit on accidents, you will see that. And if you wanted to see anything related to Europe, for example, you hit on that, you will see everything categorized according to that. So that's going to make our life much more easier. Now, we also have dashboard of the week and dashboard of the month. And how do you submit a story to create an awareness-enabled report, something like this? Now, let me show you an example of what an awareness-enabled report would look like. So I'm going to shoot a few reports in here. And also have the report links directly sitting in here. Okay, so this is one of the first dashboard of the week report that I had. So basically, what I'm trying to prove is, so with a simple reporting tool, what you can build is a year-based slicer, and then based on each year that you're going to click on, you can see the report coming up in a map. But I was trying to reach out extra by using the power of Power BI, how you can really visualize and do stuff. So this is a specialized drill down donut chart. So you hit on that one, you would see that particular countries and visible stuffs in here. I can do control click on each area to see that the network chart is really growing up. And if I go to others, 25.6%, that's contributing to all of these areas. And when I started doing with these sort of bits, I was really amazed to see this particular visualization, which is why then I have to design the logo with that effect. So now you know how the logo has come for empowering every person. Talking about mining accidents. So here again, you have your slices and again, the drill down charts and everything. And you also have what you're exactly seeing in here. But these are all simple examples for you to see. And there are also good major examples, for example, real-time traffic accidents. So this data is fed by OData, and this is coming from data.gov from US, basically. And I'm just simply going to maximize that. And you can see all of these one on a mouse over. I can see a tooltip, but not just a tooltip, I can see a chart. And I'm just going into, sorry, my mouse got stuck. Yeah, combine. And so that's an example of what you can do with a tooltip on each one of those objects. And these ones I have, I can also enable a tooltip with something else I can show you in my demo practically. Now, so these are all some of the accidents that we have. I have one more good one for you to see, which is the Los Angeles Crime Analysis Report. So Los Angeles Police Department should have this one. Then I thought, we have this data, why not you and me can interact with that data? So which is then, this report has been developed. Here, the first page, when it loads, you can see a simple analysis or understanding of how the data has been presented. But what can we do better when it comes to Microsoft Power BI with the latest features that is all embedded part of it? Then we came up with this basic design on this very first page. We'll give a second for it to load. And as you can see, you have an age group wise crimes and the most dangerous weapon that's been used overall, and crimes by sex, which is male, female, and transgender. And you have the most located areas in the Los Angeles area. And this is the bit. Now, I have a button here called Interactive Analysis. I'm going to hit on that. Now you have plenty of options in here where it gives me options to say crime by date, crime by gender, crime map, places, day and time, crime age band, and crime analysis advanced. So what do I understand by taking a look at a few of these ones? So I have an option here to change my chart, just only this page to columnar chart or a pie chart or a donut chart, so I can really make it easy in here. And I can see the data has been like kind of spiking high first day of every year. So we need to be very careful that the crime incidents are more only on the new year, particularly from 2010 until 2014. So probably the data is almost kind of going down after that. Then crime by gender. With this, what you understand is these many number of crimes have been done by each sex, like which is male, female, and transgender. So if I wanted to see, for example, on this one, this is the crimes by gender. I'm just going to zoom this up a bit, and I do not know what exactly is that. So I'm going to click on that. And I can see that's shots fired at moving vehicle, train, or aircraft. And for that particular crime, you can see these many number of male have contributed with semi-automatic pistol, unknown weapon, rifle, starter pistol, revolver, handgun. Transgender used unknown firearm, other firearm, semi-automatic pistol. So I can easily drill down, taking a deep dive into each one of these. It would not have made sense when it first loaded, but when you try and zoom in and zoom out to go each and everything, then you would know what are the types of crimes that are available and how many crimes and who really committed that. So this level of drill down is really much required for management and analytical perspective. Now, talking about a crime map, this is going to be simple gender to say on what day and how many type of crimes have happened, what are the age groups who are involved in the crimes, and what are the specific months that these many number of crimes have happened. So you can interact with all of these things. Now, this is my special one, which is the crime places. So we managed to get and build some of these majors and embedded everything into one. We have a synoptic panel diagram, and I have connected this panel diagram to the database that I extracted from data.hosting. And in here, on a simple mouse over, I can see in a garage on cardboard, there were 18,885 crimes that happened. So let me try and reduce the data size to the recent data that I had in here. So I'm trying to reduce the numbers to say 2014 to 2015. Now again, I'm going to garage and I can see with that specific date feed, you only have 1,094 total number of crimes. It's not just that on your driveway, in the beach, in the vehicle, passenger truck, park, hospital, store, and market, and plenty of places. You can easily create it. I'm going to show you a demo of how I've actually created from step by step. So we have enough time to see how these can be achieved as well. Now, time. So this is one important analysis to see what time of the day is most dangerous for special for this kind of crimes that are actually happening. So this is going to be the clear understanding of that. The maximum has happened is assault, theft, vehicle burglary, and these are the most committed crime of the cloud reporting stuff. Now, in here you can see midday 12 o'clock is the most crimes have happened. So you need to be very careful going out between 12 to 3, right? And 3, and you can see this number of incidents happen only at that specific time. So this is going to give you much more information on that. Next is crime age band. And here again, I've kept the slicers in everywhere to ensure that you can easily interact with what exactly you're trying to see. Here you're going to see weapon usage by age band and what are the age groups that they have actually have involved on this one. We'll give a few seconds to load the network charts and other stuffs. And once I have it, you need to drill down. And this is, as this is like kind of published to web, it is open to everybody. It works for anybody in tablet or mobile device. You can interact very much easily. So for example, if I want to see verbal threat, and that's going to give me information only related to that. And as you can see, these many number of percentage have been contributed by the age groups as well, like 40 to 60, about 31.5%, and so on. So if I hit on 40 to 60, and this gives me clear information of how many are there. But very interesting to see is 10 to 20 years old have done this many number of crimes with verbal threats. Child abusing, violation, robbery, disrupt, kidnapping, theft, and so on. So that gives us very clear understanding of the interactive analysis, what we can really see with the effect of this. Now, these are all like kind of custom visualizations, which we can download it from Power BI galleries, and then we can clearly see what is really happening with your data on that one. As this is also giving us an opportunity to understand that you need to place your available, but you can really play the live apps. So don't just the live campaigns, find build some awareness like this, publish it to be empowering every person.com. Someone will view that, and definitely that's going to change somebody's life. As long as you change somebody's life to get some awareness in them, that is the best thing that you've ever done in your lifetime. Now, what did I achieve by doing this analysis? I've just simply put in a second page to say, age group 40 to 60 people are more involved on crimes, so try to handle them safely. Always ensure to go with your children when they go outside every time. Most of the crimes are registered on Fridays and New Year Day, so ensure to be safe on those days. So this is a awareness that we need to be very careful that, okay, so it's the day, time, and the situation, scenarios you analyze and then you do with it. Now, I'm going to show you one more, then I'm going to jump into the demo, but that one is about fire accidents. I do not know if anybody have been a victim of any of these sort of crimes or accidents or any sort of stuff, but whenever you were there, like, I do not know what kind of actions that you have taken to avoid it, but I've been as a victim, as a part of a gas leak and fire accident stuff, the place where I live, we've been evacuated and I've been homeless for 2 nights. And what do I need to do? And what I couldn't do those 2 nights is what I've ensured to get that as an awareness stuff on this one. So this one is also like data extracted from the live systems, and you can see cooking appliance majority contributions is about 20,000 accidents. And you can see that particular area is again contributing. Kitchen accidents is the more. So based on whatever we understand, we need to ensure that the kitchen must be like kind of, you need to be very careful in cooking, and also you're not leaving if at all using a gas connection, you need to switch on and switch off, and also you ensure that you have your alarms and controls, everything is in place and everything is taken care. Now, whatever I have tried to build on something of these ones, the outcome on these ones is something like this. When I go to page 2, I'm trying to come up with some awareness measures. First, let's talk about proactive preventive measures. So ensure to switch off the gas when it is not required. Cooker was the fire source of accidents most of the time, so ensure to use it safely. Kitchen was very dangerous place for the accidents. Always ensure safety when you're in the kitchen. Next, this is my favorite one, and I prepared the 4th one based on my experience, what I really struggled when I was homeless for 2 nights. So prepare an evacuation bag with below items. I did not have anything. All I have to take with me was, I managed to carry my phone and my wallet, and my kids, they were in the pajamas, but this was in the month of February and March. And luckily we managed to grab our coat. It was really very cold at the time. And this happened at 9:30 in the evening. And we all struggled so much. And we've been given a place to stay in a public environment where they've been distributing the pillows and blankets and stuff for everyone to share in Salvation Army Center. So that's not something that you need to end up in doing that. So that is when then I came up with this sort of preparation list as an evacuation bag, where you can have some cash, medicines if required, a set of clothes for each member of the family, mobile phone charger, USB power bank, basic toys for little ones they need, basic toiletries, tiny blankets, important phone numbers like family, friends, and banks. Important note is that you set up a reminder to review the evacuation bag for every 3 or 6 months, just to ensure that your medicines are not expired, and also to make sure that your USB power bank is charged, so and so. Now, when you have these sort of incidents happen in your place where you live, what would you do? Simply grab your evacuation bag, try and grab your mobile phone and keys, just out. You're good. You're covered for everything. You can simply go and try and get yourself accommodated in a hotel, and it's very easy for you to take your cars out as well. Otherwise, you'll be in a big trouble. So this sort of awareness is what we are trying to also show in every single one of the reports. Now let's try and jump into the technical aspect of how we really try to achieve this sort of level. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you simple examples of data extraction from OData and Excel CSV. Then we're going to see how do we model the data and transform the data to certain requirements. Then we're going to show you some simple information about report building with bookmark and selection, tooltips, and custom visuals, and awareness measures like additional information like what we have seen already now. So to start with, let's go with the OData. I've already opened this link. just in case it doesn't load on time. So this is the link where I went to data.austin.texas.gov and I searched for real-time traffic incident reports, and I got to this page. Now I'm trying to get this data from my OData feed. So part of OData, I have these options in here. So I'm going to get access data via OData, and I have two options here to say endpoint to use whether V2 or V4. So if it doesn't work for you with V4, try and choose with V2. So hit on copy, and you're done with getting the feed for the OData. Next, I'm going to go with my traffic accidents in here with the real-time one, and this is my actual report. And I'm going to jump into edit queries, and I'm going to go to source, double click what I've done, and as you can see, I can feed in that query and hit on OK. That's going to extract the data. So I'll do that here just for you to see what it actually happens. So that's trying to connect to the data source and extract the data. And I'm going to hit on close and apply. I'm going to hit on refresh so that you ensure that you get all your data extracted. So now, since I've hit on refresh, this is now trying to extract the data like whatever it's there at the moment now. Bear in mind, the OData feed, you need to set up some scheduled refresh so that it can be refreshed automatically. The OData is getting data fed by the OData link that's been provided from the OData site itself, but your report should actually be scheduled to ensure that it is updated every time a new data has been coming out. You can have it as frequently as possible. Now, as you can see, it is now trying to load the data, and it's trying to extract the data, giving us the time to see how long it's going to take based on the data size that we are trying to extract. Okay, so that's an example of OData. Let me try and jump to an example for UK fire accidents or Australia mining accidents. What did I do? So I'm going into the mining accidents in here. So as you can see, this is again a data set from data.gov.au. This is an Australian government one. And all I have to do is simply download that. And I have downloaded that already. Australia mining accidents, and that's the CSV file. So it's about 2 MB file. Some of the files are really huge. It really took so much time to get that downloaded. But once you have it, then you can play with it, and it's going to be much more quicker for you. All right. So that is one of the options for extracting in Excel. And this is another one with the London Fire Brigade stuff. And as you can see, you have options to see in PDF, and also you have the data. So with the fire accident stuff, I have downloaded that into the UK fire accidents folder, and as you can see, it's about 11.2 MB file size. Now, what did I do with that? So if I go to UK fire accidents, I'm going to my edit queries. And my source is pointing to my E drive wherever I have placed my Excel file. All right. And once I have it, I'm going to hit on OK. It's going to extract. And just in case if I wanted to, then I can refresh my preview. So it's trying to extract with the latest data sets that I have downloaded. And part of our empowering every person, if you're trying to extract data from an Excel, some of the Excels are like kind of uploaded from the government sites or non-government sites once in a year. So you need to set up a review document for yourself to see, but empowering every person, I've got the process in place already for you to check to see if the data is like kind of, if it is 2015, just wanted to check if you have any data for 2016 or 2017, so and so. So we'll have that parameters and everything set up. So empowering every person was like kind of launched beginning of this year, and it's improving a lot from the day one it was launched. And we expect, and also we welcome any feedbacks that's going to be much valuable, that's going to let everybody to get their awareness and to improve these services, what we're trying to do with this one. Okay, so I'm going to close and apply for this one. And once I have it, then I'm going to generate the reports, whatever I feel like. And if at all I need any custom visuals, I can go and download that. And here I have used zoom charts in here, which is going to give us a very good drill down donut charts. Next, talking about data modeling and transformation. So here we're going to see some data cleanup and mashing stuffs that what we have done here. With the, I'm going to choose an option of Australian mining accidents. Some of them are very easy and quick, but some of them are like kind of not that. It's going to take some time. So I'm going to go to Australian mining accidents, which really took some time. I'm going to hit on edit queries. Okay, that's a simple one. So with the source, all I'm doing is a filtered rows in here. So as you can see, I'm just trying to do, say that's not equal to null. So in the location, I found plenty of null values. So I have to say filter wherever if it is not null and just give me only the resource where we have it. Then adding a count column. So by default, I had some problems where I can't count the number of records and the sum of values for each one of them. So by default, I just said, just place a value called 1 for each record, and I can use that for my sum values. So once I have that, I'm just going to use that. As you can see, count has been used in here as a sum figure. And if I wanted to see the number of incidents that has happened in here, I'm going to use that simply sum. And issues reported is what I have in here based on the values that I had in here. So if we go into this one, we can see the number of issues reported, whether it is traffic hazard or anything. I can see the list of these ones and some of these values. So to make it much more simpler and easier, when you're trying to build your awareness and ability reports, you don't have to really crunch your mind to get your very technical stuff. But as long as you try and say a story to convey a message that can easily transform a person into getting some sort of awareness and what they can easily do for themselves and also for their loved ones and for others, then that's all you need to target here. So you don't have to really think like a rocket science on what exactly you need to do. Plus, I'm also here to help. And also, we have plenty of volunteers who can help you with the building awareness enabled reports. Now, let's also talk about the UK fraud accidents. Once, if I go to edit queries. So this has got few source and I mean like some of these steps that's been done. So if I go to the second step, I was just trying to navigate to the certain table underneath each data sets that I had. And then you can see that I had the changed data type. And I'm also changing some year data type and renaming the columns and adding a total column again. This is to do with the equal to 1 stuff that I'm doing. And again, I'm just trying to change the type. And all you can do is simply right click, and then you have plenty of options in transforming each one of these bits. So as you can see, you have options to remove other columns and duplicate columns, add columns from sample examples and remove the duplicates and errors. You have the options to change the type of the font in here. I mean, like not the font, the data type, what you are going to have there, and also transform the data to lower or uppercase and capitalize, and various options are also given here. You can find and replace values and also replace errors with certain things. You can split the columns by delimiter and also by number of characters. For example, in one of the incidents, I had latitude and longitude with comma separated. So I need to say by delimiter and say that I have to say keep comma for that specific column. And you have group by, and you can fill down and up based on the value that you already have. You can also unpivot the columns and unpivot other columns apart from the columns that you have selected, and unpivot only selected columns. So you have various options that really helps you to do with this stuff. And as you also can see, you also have an easy option to change your data type in here based on the value that you're selecting. So that's another easy one. Let me also go to Australian mining incidents to see if I have more on that. Yeah, so this is one of the other which took plenty of transformations to get to this place. And in here, all I was trying to do was promoting the headers first to start with. And I'm saying promote all scalar types and change the data types, remove the unnecessary columns, split the latitude and longitude. So this is what I was saying earlier, like we can split the columns based on a comma separated values. And then change the text data type, removing unwanted columns, and filtered rows. So again, we're trying to filter based on these conditions. So when the nature of injury is does not equal to no particular givens are not stated, or if it is that, so we're trying to remove unnecessary values and also null values. We're focusing mainly only on the value if it exists, then only bring those ones. Then extract the value for remarks, and there are also plenty of things that we are trying to extract the value, and the delimiter that we are focusing on, that one is the two-stroke one. and we rename the columns, and again adding a count measure and a conditional measure. So when I say a conditional measure, again you have the option to type in what you need to here, and if the message contains a fatal, then you're saying fatal, injured is injured, killed is killed. The reason why we are trying to do here is, and there are some of them where in the remarks area they have added injured dot something else and anonymous something, they had something else. So if that value contains this value, then we're trying to categorize to ensure that yes, it is injured. We're not trying to grab anything else. We do not want to ignore anything on that perspective. And we're also filtering on unwanted rows. So we're trying to remove any records that does have value of 25. And this is the reason why, for example, if I go to latitude column in here, as you can see, all of the values are looking in one way, all states with minus, but there's only one which had with 25. So I thought like that was something different to whatever the other data is coming through, some different stuff. So need to remove that specific stuff. So I removed that bit. So to say it does not equal to that, which means that's been taken out. So that's part of one of the steps. So you're trying to do transformation models as much as you can. Everything you can do it very easily in here. And in here, I'm trying to merge the column with the slash, and I'm also trying to correct the dates in here and a few other stuffs. And the last one is also to talk about the locale. So here it is trying to change the language of the particular type in here. For the region time, initially the date time format, it was in the US format. So to change for the UK format, I then have to change the locale to the English, which I can do. And you also have various other options to change to anything else. Yeah. So that's how I've achieved doing the data transformation. So I'm going to close and apply that. And so we have covered the data extraction and data modeling and transformation a bit. Let's try and focus on report building. And with the report building, I'm going to focus to show you some additional stuff. I'm not going to show you how I build the report. It's because it is very easy. It's not rocket science. All you need to do is just choose a slicer and just grab only those particular value into whatever you require. And then once you have it, that's it. So you have all of those values given. You're going to get your values populated. I'll show you a sample also for doing that one with the bookmark and selection. So if I go to Los Angeles Crime Analysis Report, and as you can see here, I've already given you a demo of how this is achieved. I've only shown you there are only 2 pages in here, but we have plenty of visualizations. For example, if I click on interactive analysis, that's going to give me a brand new menu and brand new different looks and feel. And when I hit on crime by gender, you can see the color of this one has changed, whereas the rest of them are all like kind of blue. And crime map, when I select that, it is changed to black, and crime by gender and everything else is blue. So it is trying to behave in an application methodology. So how did we try and achieve that one? Is simply with, if you go to view, you have the bookmarks pane. And with the bookmarks pane, what I have done is I have selected a simple view and clicked on add, which is going to create that. So for example, when I hit on front, this is the actual homepage, how the report was first loaded. Then I have the main. When I hit on main, then I'm getting this crime by date. And how did I achieve that with main is then I'm going to choose the selection pane. So the selection pane, I have all of the available objects, all of the available visualizations that I've selected in here. And I can go down to say which one you need to see and which one you don't need to see. For example, the place where you have these eye means it's visually showing you. If I wanted to see this image, for example, in the main, I'm going to simply hit on that. So that's going to show that image, but I do not know what that image is referring to. So crime cloud is no, I know that was part of a different visualization. So you can see that is displaying now. So now if I click on add, it's going to create a brand new look and feel, but that's going to create a mess on that. So I'm going to uncheck that. Now, if I go to donut, so you remember like I've just made a simple information on only this one. When you hit on control, click on each one of these, that's going to change the look and feel of the visualization, what we're seeing. So that's donut, that's column, and that's the crime map bit. So that's a different visualization. So again, I have all the visualizations in here. With the selection pane, I'm just simply clicking on show the visual or hide the visual, and clicking on add to a bookmark. It's going to create a brand new bookmark for me. and I'm going to map that bookmark to the image, whatever I'm selecting in here. And that's going to be very simple for us to choose the action in the bookmark, choose the main in here. Now, this is for the crime by date. If I have to say, when I hit on crime by date, I wanted to see map, or I wanted to see age band or general crime, it's going to load something else. So you need to be relatively simple and straightforward. There is no programming required at all in here. There's nothing is being done in here. All you have is a very good flexibility and superb features within the Power BI, which can enable you to be a very good Power BI developer. All right. So that's a simple demo of how I've achieved the selection and bookmarks with simply everything coming from one single page. So let me close that. Next one is talk about tooltip. So that's on the real-time traffic analysis. So if I go in here, as you can see, on mouse over, on this mouse over, for example, I can see what the options are in here by default. But we also have the latest feature where on mouse over, it can show us what is the traffic hazard for each page, each place that I'm clicking on. And based on that, it's going to show us the area. I'm also trying to see if I can see multiple values that's coming up. Okay, I've just zoomed in a bit. Okay, I'm not getting the exact place where I can see multiple on the bar chart. Now, how did I achieve it? Oh, I got a place where it showed two somewhere. Okay, hello, sir. Now, how did I achieve this? So I've got a tooltip page which I've hidden. It's hidden now, and I've just created a simple visualization of what I wanted to see when I simply mouse over on that. So I'm going to show you a simple another one. I'm going to create a brand new. With this one, all I'm going to do is simply to say this is, sorry. I'm going to go to page information to say to enable tooltip. Then the page size, I'm going to say this is a tooltip. So as you can see, you have plenty of options in here. And once I have it, I'm going to go to page view to show what is the actual size that I wanted to see as a tooltip. So this is what the actual design is going to look like. Now, before you have this tooltip enabled, if at all you don't have it, that's only a preview feature. If I go to my options and settings and options, that's going to load all the preview features in here. I'm going to enable that report page tooltips. If I don't have that enabled, you can't see these options available for you in your visualization stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a visualization for you, and I'm going to select account, and I'm going to say, for example, issues reported. I've got two. No. Count and issues reported. Right. So I've got everything on this one. Now I'm going to rename this page to say new visual, and I'm going to real-time traffic. In each visualization, on that one, I have this option. Right. As you can see, you have this tooltips pie chart enabled already. So I'm going to change that to tooltip, and I'm going to enable that, and I have all the options which I have it here. So the new visual is what I have generated, and on mouse over, I can see that it's showing a new visual what I've created now. I can simply go and change that to pie chart here again. On mouse over, I can see a pie chart, and this one can still show a bar chart. Right. So as simple as that. And again, all you need is to have understanding of the data. Without understanding of the data, you really can't achieve what you're trying to convey a story on this one. Okay, last but not the least, one more visualization which is going to be much more helpful for us. So if we go to crime places in here, how did I achieve this lucid chart kind of thing? Right. So I'm going to synoptic panel. design. And in here, I'm going to choose an image, what I've already have. So I'm going to choose my image, which I already got that one. Once I have it, I'm going to create, for example, here to say that place, a simple diagram on that. And I'm going to name it to say high school. This is one of the visualization, like one of the area that I have. So if I go to my Los Angeles crime analysis on this one, and as you can see, premise description is what I'm after. And these are the number of areas where the actual incidents have happened. When I say incidents, the crimes actually in here. So I can see the value that should be showing up for high school. There we go. So if that value matches, it's going to show the numbers on that one. That's what I'm trying to achieve in here. So once I have that programmed, I'm simply going to hit on export to Power BI and right click, and I'm going to save the image as. I'm going to say download 01 SVG. That's fine. I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm going back to my analysis report. Going to that, I'm going to create a new page in here. So this one was the synoptic panel. And once I have that, I'm going to choose my premise description on that. I'm sorry, I'm taking a bit of time in here to get the exact one that's been used in here. So I think I'm losing in here. So basically when I have that in this place, all I'm trying to do is to import that SVC file. And once I have that file that's downloaded in here, then that's going to actually read the data from premise description. And I'm going to choose the values on that, which is going to list the numbers if that value already exists. Like for example, in here, the beta accidents is 508. And that's actually, again, I achieved it with the data labels in here with the display column as data column on that. And that's the last one, the visualization demo on how we try to achieve with various different shapes with the OKViz tool. So that really helped us to get that report up and running. Next is based on the data that you have consumed in each report, we're trying to get the awareness measures on each one to say this is what has happened. We're just trying to bring this one. So not everybody can understand the actual visualizations, but based on the visualizations, they can also try and read it from these simple text messages to see what exactly have really helped them, and to spread the awareness based on the proof that you have, that you can interact and see for yourself. And the data is not something that is made up. It is a live database from the systems, from the server, from Gov and non-Gov stuff. So that's all I got to cover on these ones. Plus I got the links for each one of the reports in here that I've covered. And the next polling stuff. We have 3 more questions in the poll. Jenna, would like to run that through, please?
Alrighty, let's go ahead and do that. Are you interested in spreading awareness on global challenges? Yes or no? Relating to what we've just seen here today, helping expand on all of this good work. And it looks like we can go ahead and close that out, and happy to say we do have 85% that are interested in doing that. It's great. And one more here. We have, are you ready to change the world by spreading awareness? Yes or no? Okay, and last votes there. Closing that out. 86% said yes, they are. And our final question is, are you interested in helping the next generation? Yes or no?
Hello.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, my audio connection lost. Just got it restored.
Is it better now? Can you see? So are you interested in helping the next generation? 92% said yes, they are.
That's good.
All right. And those are all of our poll questions.
Great, fantastic. So thank you so much for understanding and taking some time to analyze with me on what exactly has been done, and also diving in deep to see what technically that we have done in extraction, transforming and loading the stuff, plus understanding the concept and get the stuff out in a simple plain English for others to read out and to see, take awareness on these ones. So thanks again for giving this opportunity for me from PUG, and thanks to Jenna and Rose on this one. Thank you, everyone. And that's the empoweringeveryperson.com website, and you can tweet about these ones as Empowering Every Person. And last but not the least, when I say thank you, I really need to say this. Part of the Power BI staff, we're also trying to promote these empoweringeveryperson.com. So where we have this simple promote EEP. If you are a leader, and if you're a developer, or if you're an end user, you can try and promote Empowering Every Person in every single way. So which is why I have this option. In here, you can see I have a simple Power BI stuff that I have given to say in what ways that you can really promote Empowering Every Person if you're a leader. It requires to all community group leaders to spend at least a minute by starting your usual user or local online group sessions with this empoweringeveryperson.com site. If you're a developer, please feel free to build any reports and try and tweet that about to your friends, and everybody can see it. And also end users, if you can't build a report and if you're not a leader, no worries at all. If you see any reports that are coming through, please try and spread that to your known resources, known people everywhere around the world. So that's all. That's all we are trying to achieve with this Empowering Every Person, and trying to create awareness. And thank you in advance helping me to spread the cause. Thanks again. Over to you, Jenna.
Thank you, Manny. This has been wonderful. I think everyone hopefully learned a lot about this initiative and how they can get engaged. That was a great summary you just provided at the end, depending on who they are and how they can help out with this and getting engaged. So definitely check out the recording again, if you have questions, or reach out to Manny. I don't see any specific questions. We had just a few moments where there were a little bit of audio things, but it would correct, and so we didn't need you to break up there. But I think that, oh, and there was a correction at the very beginning that it was actually 88% that said they were no, they were not aware of this prior. So I had said that they were aware. So it's important to note that. I think we hopefully spread the word to a lot of people today, and hopefully they'll get engaged with this initiative, and definitely reach out to Manny with his contact details there with any questions, or post some questions in the PUG exchange or in your local groups as well to help prompt some discussion and activity around this. So with that, thank you so much, Manny. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks once again for having me.